All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Juan coming back to you guys with another video. I wanted to kind of break down the overall cost and the setup that I have on my Doc Race 2016 340xi manual. So you guys know, the car has close to 200,000 original miles on it. The engine had pretty much just about that on it. It was factory replaced at 7,000 miles due to a failed oil pump. Probably it's one of the first few cars that came out, but I'm sure they fixed that. Um, so, yeah, with that being said, I wanted to upgrade the engine just as a kind of reinsurance to myself, right? That I could run this power, I could do this, and feel pretty good about it. So what I went ahead and did is I bought a spare engine. That way I could still drive my car the way it was, and I had it sleeved. I did darn sleeves on it. Um, Now it's this is a very important thing that a lot of people don't know, but these engines have like a magnetic coating spray called like a Lucille spray, which makes it impossible to bore or hone out the cylinders. Possibly a little hone might get away with it, but generally you can't bore cylinders. So if you have a B58 that has a bad cylinder or a piston has scratched up the wall, you're going to be looking right about almost somewhere anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 just to re-sleeve your block. So I paid $1,000 for my sleeves from a member. They were brand new, and I paid $1,900 for the machine work, which took about 2 months. So just consider that if you're ever saying, hey, I got a bad engine that I want to build. I do see a lot of those engines go for cheap, but once you start thinking about, hey, this is what it's going to cost me to build this thing, then you're gonna kind of think about it twice. Great thing if you have a healthy engine right now, you want to upgrade rods and pistons, this is the time to do it. So once I did the sleeving um, into the engine, I always knew that I wanted to avoid having to deal with that lining ever again if I'd ever had any issues in the future. So that kind of solves that problem. Next, I went ahead and dropped in, I think it's Mal or Mali pistons, which are the OEM manufacturer of the B58 pistons, but I got their upgraded kits with the ceramic coated top. So those ran me right about, they were on special for 1350. Normally they're about 1500. So I wanted to go ahead and upgrade a really nice piston into the car. As far as rods, this you can rods are here or there. Definitely the beefier the better. There's several different designs that you can get with the rods, but with me, I just went ahead and did K1 rods. I think some super guys run those, and they seem to be pretty strong. Not the most expensive option. They got Gorilla rods and um, other manufacturer Y-Score rods. I think make some for the V58. I could be wrong about that, but K1 seemed to be a pretty good budget option that delivered good power. And my goal for this car is maybe I don't 1,000. I want it to be a good 1,000 horsepower car, but I'm very happy with just running the car at about 800 as a daily driver. 7 to 800 as a daily driver. So next thing I did is I went ahead and chose between the ARP 2000 and the ARP 625. The 625 is a way stronger stud, and I think it's good probably for over 1,200 horsepower. So I wasn't really interested in spending the extra money just to have that extra insane amount of horsepower. So I went ahead with the ARP 2000s, which is still a phenomenal option over OEM. Also use ARP studs for the main caps, and then I went with King's bearings, coated bearings, um, for the rod bearings and the main bearings. And then what else did I do in the engine? I got an MLX head gasket because I had heard issues with people with issues over 800 horsepower blowing out head gaskets. So it's not the craziest option, and I believe it's just a little bit stronger than the OEM head gasket. But I think the only other option is Visconti's $2,000 head gasket, which, Jesus, come on now, that's just a head gasket for 2 grand. There's no way. So that was out of my budget, and no way I was doing that. The heads are pretty stout on these vehicles. I did went ahead and I got the head surfaced, leveled. Um, and I got new on the head. I got new lifters. Keep in mind, this engine that I got was only 37,000 miles, so a lot of the valves look phenomenal still. Didn't really see the need to do springs, uh, retainers, and valves just yet at my power. I think see people do 12, 1300 horsepower just on that stock head. So I think for me, aiming for 800 to 1,000, I was in the clear for that. Eventually, maybe I'll do cams. And this came out just as soon as I was getting my engine built, so didn't even consider putting those into the car. Um, Now, as far as the fueling goes for my vehicle, I went ahead and I have a Reflex Plus with an ethanol sensor, flex fuel kit, which powers my Precision Race Works 750cc injectors. Also, I have a FX 180, I believe, spool FX 180 high pressure fuel pump. I bought that in the beginning of the build. Actually, right when I had a Pure 800 in the car for a bit, and I paid originally those were like $1,700 or 1,800, so I got that. I got a great deal on the Reflex and the port injection from a user. I think I paid what did I pay for that? Maybe 1,300 for all that with the Flex kit. So great deal. I think new. Maybe you're looking at about 2 grand for that whole setup. Um, and then I did get a spool, stage, or was it fueler or spool? I think it was a spool stage 3 low pressure fuel pump, which I think is the highest upgrade, and it was a DIY kit, and I think that cost $399. If you have it already fully assembled, it's about $600. So that's something to consider if you're going to take the time to do it yourself and save that extra cash. Next, we did a motive twin disc in the clutch in the transmission. That was my upgraded clutch that I decided to go with. A lot of the ones, it was kind of like a gray area between like 600 to like 900 horsepower. There's like no clutch for that. So I went ahead with the strongest motive twin disc that I could, clutch that I could find. And that set me back about 2 grand. And that comes with a lightweight flywheel, beautiful kit, really well made. Drivability, that's another thing. But it is what it is. We're getting an upgraded clutch for a reason to hold more power, and it holds great. So we can do another segment on how to feel when you're driving it. Let's see anything else that we did on the car. I mean, of course, we got a dog race top mount. I think originally brand new it was $200 for that kit. I ended up trading my Pure 800 and yeah, Pure 800 and 2,500 for the kit. So I paid 2,500 for my Pure 800. So I was probably $5,000 into this $6,200 top of the line kit, which I installed myself. So I'd save a lot of cash on that. Besides that, I mean, I just got a few suspension, not nothing. Well, suspension upgrades as far as getting rid of the EDC and going in with Bilstein B6s all around. I got new sway bar links, new axles all around. There's no axle upgrades for the X Drive. Just don't see the axle upgrades for the X Drive if you guys don't know. It's got a brand new drive shaft. I didn't upgrade it, but I did put a brand new one in there just to kind of, get rid of the 200,000 mile drive shaft. Let's see what else. What else can I think for you guys to do? Um, car still retains original air, radio, uh, heads up display, heat seaters. Everything's pretty stock. I mean, as a daily driver, I did straight pipe the car. Went ahead with a straight pipe, got rid of everything, and I did a single exit. So I can show you guys a picture of what that looks like. I think sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Might add a resonator on there. It's not extremely loud when the windows are closed, but it is pretty loud if you're standing outside the car. So I might have added a little vibrant resonator just to kind of dampen the sound a little bit, maybe get a little bit more sporty sound. So that's something that I'm planning to do. But besides that, I mean, we're hoping this thing can we're in the middle stages of tuning right now with the vehicle. So, I'm hoping to max out this turbo and then maybe look into a bigger turbo for possibly some horsepower dynos. So, if you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk to me about or ask me about the car, how it drives, I'm gonna do some videos for you guys, some POVs that I have on the page if you guys want to check those out. But besides that, this is what I got. Um, Super proud of the car. I love it. It drives great. Pairs well with my manual M5. But I think right now I'm falling more in love with this one all over again. You know, that one's awesome too. It's got pure upgraded turbos on it, meth injection, 6 speed as well. But man, there's something about once you get in this thing and you know you get on the boost. I mean, the thing just wants more and more. So crazy setup. You know, if you guys want any advice on how you should build your engine, you know, most cost effective engine builder connections or anything like that, then please hit me up. Besides that, hit that like, that follow notification button, and I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. Going to be doing a lot of the roll racing. I mean, I can't wait till it gets warm. Going to be doing some events, you know, calling out some folks, man, and you know, can't wait to kind of get back out there this spring and do it for you guys. So, all right, thanks for watching, and talk to y'all soon.